Now, most of you has come across this clip flying on social media, but I bet you don't know the story behind it. Now, in the clip, we're seeing a woman, perhaps the wife, telling Will Smith, if you don't speak for the dead, who will? If you don't speak for others, who will? So you have to stand in the gap for people, for them. You have to be bold. You have to be courageous to do that. If you don't do it, nobody will do it. That is just how it is. Now, he went ahead to say, um, you are of the Igbo tribe. You are of the Igbo tribe. So that is to say, it's in your DNA, it's in your life. Okay, it's just part of you. Okay, that where people don't go, you go there. What people cannot achieve, you achieve it. What seems impossible is what you do. Where people cannot go to, that is where you have to go to. That is where you go to and you come back. That is just how it is. So if you don't do it, who will? Okay, that is it. Then he went on to say, when you have the truth, when you have the truth, the thing you are told you cannot do is the thing you must do. Yes. Once you have the truth, the thing you are told you cannot do is the thing you must do. That is an Igbo man. What feels impossible, what seems impossible, what looks impossible, that is what the Igbos do. Where people don't go to, that is where they go to. That is the spirit of an Igbo man. This movie was premiered by Hollywood in 2015. It's called Concussion. That is what you must do. He said, embrace that. Okay? She said, embrace that, and nothing created by man can bring you down. Embrace that, and nothing created by man can bring you down. That is the spirit of an Igbo man. They understood these people. They know these people. They know how resilient they are. They know how stubborn they are. They know how committed they are. They know they don't give up. They know they are fearless. They know they are brave. Uncommon bravery. They understand this. Now, watch the movie before I make my analysis.
If you don't speak for the dead, who will? You are of the Igbo tribe, Bennett. When you have truth, the thing you are told you cannot do is the thing you must do. Embrace that. And nothing created by man can bring you down.
Forensic pathologist discovered something he called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, in Pittsburgh when he was examining the brain of the legendary Mike Webster. He discovered something he called CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Now, I don't know, most of us are conversant with this sport, this NFL sport. You find out in 2025, the likes of Kendrick Lamar was there at the Champions League, okay, the Super Bowl. So that is where you find out whenever you hear that Super Bowl is the Champions League, is the championship of this NFL, okay, and the NFL means National Football League, okay. That's the most famous sports organization or body in the United States, okay. So that is where money is being made. That is the state, that is the country itself, okay. That is when it comes to sports, that is the most famous sport in the United States, okay. NFL sport, okay, the Super Bowl, okay. So now, when this legendary Mike Webster died, he was brought to Pittsburgh for a forensic analysis, okay, so that his brain can be studied. And the person who did the study of the brain was this man, an Igbo man, okay. His name is Dr. Bennett Ifakando Omalu. So he studied the brain of this legendary and found something unusual. And curiosity will not kill an Igbo man. He took part of the brain home, and for 6 months, he was studying this brain. And he came out with what he called CTE. Now, he kept pushing this narrative. He brought out the report in 2002, okay? He kept pushing it. In 2005, he brought the report, okay, and they weren't minding him. Nobody was looking towards his direction because as of then, he was actually a junior physician. Okay, he was actually a junior physician. Nobody was looking towards his direction. The NFL didn't want to mind him. Nobody cared about him. Nobody was looking towards his direction. Okay, and in 2007, he went to present. NFL were having their report on concussion. Okay, now concussion is just a minor. It's a minor injury. It's a minor injury, just a mild one, a mild trauma. Okay, of the brain. Okay, sometimes it can come with headache. It can come with dizziness. Okay, it's just a minor something. Okay, it can cause brain loss. But one thing about concussion is that it's temporary. Okay, it's not a permanent something. It's just a temporary trauma of the brain. Okay, but this man found something that was beyond that, a brain disease, a brain disease. Okay, that was what he saw, which nobody saw. Nobody cared to listen. Nobody cared to listen. And this brain disease generates, it degenerates from time. It grows, okay, as a result of the pressure, the force. You know, the sports has to do with pressure. It has to do with sports. It has to do with contact. Okay, despite that, the people who play this sports, they wear helmet. Okay, but even on that, those pressures that comes from force from people, you come in contact with another person, another player, putting on the helmet and all that, those things goes through your brain. It causes injury in the brain, and with time, it generates to what he called CTE. Okay, so that was it. So he went in 2007, he went at the report of the NFL and delivered what he called CTE, different from what the report of others, different from what NFL has known. Okay, now where is this person coming from? We called you to deliver a report on concussion and you're giving us a different report. Who is this? Where is he coming from? Who is he? Who is he? Where does he come from? A black man, an African man, an Igbo man. Who told you? Who told you? We have physicians. We have those who have been in the field before you. We have those who are higher than you. We have those who has been there before you. Who are you? Why will you bring such a report? Who do you want to believe you? So the NFL gathered their lawyers. They gathered physicians like him, senior ones, those who has been there, and other experts, just to disprove his claim. When he delivered the report, they just disproved it. Okay, they just ignored his claim and now gathered people to make sure that that report doesn't hold. The lawyers were there working, they were working, the experts, the physicians, everybody was working. And as a result of this man lost his job, he lost everything. He lost everything. They went to his immigration papers and all that, they dealt with him. He saw hell. That was how it was. But he persevered. He never gave up. That is the spirit. Because the dead needed his story to be told. Mike Webster needed his story to be heard. He didn't die of concussion. There was something bigger than that. There was a disease he was suffering from. Who could tell the world about this? Who could tell the world about this new generated disease? Who could tell the world about this? Who could tell the world? Who could bring about reform in this thing? Who can persevere? Who can push this cause? He never saw anyone. He only saw an Igbo man. He knew that they are resolute. He knew an Igbo man is stubborn. He knew an Igbo man is committed. He knew an Igbo man doesn't easily give up. He knew. So he went to an Igbo man for his story to be told. The dead need their stories to be told. He chose Omalu to tell the story to the world so the world could hear. And this simple finding of Omalu changed the whole fortune of the play. It changed both the helmet they put on, the rules of the game, everything that has to do with NFL. It was the finding of this Igbo man that changed the entire rules of it. It reformed it. People are now being compensated. People who go through this CTE are now being compensated with huge amount of money as a result of this. This Igbo man reformed this system. It reformed the sports sector in the United States. Because so many people suffer from this CTE, not just in the area of this sports, both in the military and so. But this finding of an Igbo man has now given a new paradigm to this whole thing. That is the spirit of an Igbo man. He never gave up. In the movie, you can see them telling Will Smith, you came from the Igbo tribe. You tell the story of the dead. Yes, indeed, we tell the story of the dead. And that is why I'm here. Because there has been so many lies told about the dead. They need clarity. They need their story to be heard. They need their story to be told. And it's only an Igbo man that could do that. That was why Mike Webster came to an Igbo man for his story to be heard. And that art reformed the NFL. That art of bravery, of consistency of an Igbo man, they call it pride. They call it arrogance. Who are you? Where do you come from? What do you know? There are people who has been here before you, but he persevered. That is what the world calls pride. That is what they call arrogance. But that is in the DNA of an Igbo man. You can't take it away from him. It is in him. There is nothing you can do about it. He persevered. And today, the world has it. The world has CTE, different from concussion. So that is what gave birth to this movie. This movie was premiered by Hollywood in 2015 on the 25th of December 2015. That was when this movie was premiered. Kudos to the Igbos. Keep making us proud. Kudos to Dr. Bernett, Ifa Kando, Omalu. Kudos to you. Keep making the Igbos proud.